There's something about May that invites us to take inventory. I don't know if it's the beautiful weather, the sun shining, the flowers in bloom. It's not quite mid year, but we're far enough from January's energy to ask a deeper question. Not just what am I doing, but why? Why am I still holding on to this? Why am I saying yes to that? Why am I moving through life in a way that feels like a checklist instead of a calling? And since May is Mental Health Awareness Month, this question hits even deeper because checking in with our minds, our habits, and our emotional well being isn't optional, it's necessary, especially for those of us holding space for others, building creative visions, and navigating the tension between purpose and pressure. And maybe it's just me because I'm sitting here finishing up my own reflection for the month and digging deeper into some questions that have been lingering around that I need to address. I wanted to do a creative check in today. And as I'm asking myself what matters most to me, I want to pose that question to you. What matters most to you? Lately, I've been sitting with this question, and here's the truth that rose to the surface for me. What matters most to me is freedom to think, move, create, and exist without permission. And how I show up, speak up, and take up space. And maybe I'm deeply reflective because I'm reading Matriarch by Miss Tina Knowles, and she has me thinking about so many things, right? I'm thinking about how my ancestors gave everything so that I can live without fear, so that I can live in freedom, so that I can live with that kind of boldness to take up space in the world, just like my grandmother and mother did, so that I could move beyond survival and step fully into who I was created to be. And your girl loves a quote. Now, I don't know if Beyonce said this, but she showed it at her concert recently. Never ask for permission for something that is already yours. I think that's what it said. But that line really hit me because freedom is already mine. Why am I asking for permission to be free, to take up space in the world? Why am I shrinking? But the other question I have to ask myself and be real with is, am I actually living in alignment with that? It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to be taking action. That's a choice I have to make every day, especially on the days when the odds are stacked against me, when fear whispers louder than faith, and when it feels easier to shrink than stand tall. So this month, I'm doing a little spring cleaning, not just in my space, but in my mindset, clearing out old habits that kept me small. And let's be honest, that's still keeping me small. Letting go of the thoughts that make me question my worth or delay my calling, and making space for what matters most. So, as we enter into a new month, I want to invite you to reflect with me. What matters most to you right now? And what thoughts, habits, or fears do you need to release so you can live in alignment with that? Let May be your reset. Let this be the month that you return to yourself. Let it be the month you protect your peace, prioritize your joy, and move with intention. Until next time, keep creating with purpose.